Hello everyone, Highly Comic Bro here, coming at you with a little different kind of video. Something I love, always have loved about comics, and don't think I've ever really mentioned it too much, although some of you guys might have picked up that I love to spec. Now, I don't sell books, but who doesn't like to buy something, collect something that does appreciate in money? I know I do. It's cool trying to pick out, trying to guess what's gonna be the hot thing. Some of it's easy, some of it's not. What I think about specs, I think it's awesome. I don't care what anybody does as long as you're not hurting anybody. So a lot of people don't like the flippers and all that, but it's part of the hobby. But flipping is more of a constant, instant return. Specking, man, is the number one thing about specking, in my opinion, is patience. So that's why I like it, since I don't sell my books. But you gotta have patience because it takes time sometimes. Pretty much now it's a little different because things go up a lot faster. Back in the day, it would take years, but now with the movies, the TV shows, things go up relatively a lot quicker, so you don't now have to be as patient. I do buy doubles sometimes, which I'll show you in a second. I'm gonna go through 3 titles that I'm specking on, and I have a few of. And I love reading Image and alternate comics, the independents, I mean. So that's mainly what I do read. I do read some Marvel, which I recently got, no, not recently, in the last couple of years, I got back into some Marvel. But I was pretty much independent heavy. And I do not read DC. I cannot tell you the last time I've read a DC comic. I'm not saying they're not bad, or I know they're cool. Batman's always been cool, but it's just not my thing. I used to read some when I was a kid, but I don't know, man. I just gravitated towards Marvel, and now it's the independent stories. What I like about the independent stories is there's not a ton of variants, but I'm gonna show you some variant covers, but they're usually short runs, and you don't have to buy. It's not an event where you gotta buy this issue from another story. It's usually just a one storyline. So I guess you guys are wondering what I'm gonna spec on, and what I'm gonna spec on is Mark Millar books. Not everybody likes them. I don't like every book he comes out with, but I'm gonna show 3 that I really am enjoying and have enjoyed. And the reason I went with Mark Millar for my first spec video is because it came out a couple of months ago with the Netflix deal, and that they're gonna start making some of these into shows, maybe a movie or 2 on Netflix, and they went up in price, but right now they're pretty much it seems like everybody moved on to the next hot thing, so you can pick them up on the cheap at the moment. Which I'll show you a book that I picked up this week, a graded copy that I picked up, and it was relatively cheap. So let me get started. The first book I'm going to show is Sharkey. This is this is going on now. Issue 4 came out yesterday, and this is the first issue. And at first I wasn't really too much into it, but I just read 3 and 4, and man, I'm really liking it. I think it's only 5 or 6 issues, so there's only a couple left, but it's a fun title. Art's surprisingly very good. But yeah, this I could see this getting made, but we'll see. This is not one of the ones I'm really high on since it just came out, but the next two runs are done, and and supposedly they already got option. Netflix is pushing these forward, and I'm gonna show you first a few copies of each of the #1 issue. And the first one I'm talking about is Magic Order. If you guys did not read this, this is really good. This has TV show written all over it. If you didn't see the Umbrella Academy on Netflix, what they did with that was great. And since Netflix isn't doing any more Marvel, it's gonna jump on this, guys. And right now, people got into it and people got out, and this is, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be, but these are gonna go up. These are gonna go up. This is the first cover. Got this one also of #1. There was a lot of these, but these are the ones I got. That's another super nice cover. Probably my favorite cover of the #1s was this one here, which is a homage to Swamp Thing #1. This is a super nice cover, guys. Really like that. And the last one, which I picked up this week, was this Adam Hughes cover, 9.6. Got this for $50 on eBay. It was the one cover I didn't have, or one of the few that I didn't have, and this is just beautiful, guys. 9.6. I'm not telling you to spend a ton of money, but it's a good spec, and the story's great. So, spec on what you like. Don't spec on stuff that, man, you don't care for. It's not just about trying to get something that's gonna go up. Spec on something you like, man, because if it doesn't go up, you're not gonna be stuck with it and be like, man, why did I do this, and buy so many covers. I like this, spec on something you like, something you're into. The next book from Mark Millar, and it's Reborn. This also got options. I believe Therese Theron is attached to this, or maybe I'm wrong. No, I think it's Sandra Bullock is attached to this as a producer. Therese Theron is actually on another spec of mine, but this is Reborn. This, I believe, was 6 issues also. This is the first, this is cover D. It's a jock variant. And this is just a beautiful cover. And Reborn is another book. Went up when the news came out, Netflix, this and that. And then it's died down. You can still get these books at relatively good prices. Let me show you another one. This is the E variant. This is great looking. Just a gorgeous cover. 9.8. I mean, look at how badass that looks. Game of Thrones look to it, man. If this gets made, this is a great story. Great story. It's about what happens when you're gone. It's just a real good take. I felt it's almost like Game of Thrones. I felt like this was rushed too at the end. The first few issues were amazing, and then it feels like it just got tight. He wrapped it up really fast. So, but still a great story. Beautiful art, great Capullo. I mean, come on. Gorgeous stuff here, guys. If you haven't catched this, and the last cover that I'm going to show is this 9.6. I believe this is the H variant. McFarlane, I believe, on this cover. Man, you can't go wrong with these. And like I said, I love the story. I love the books. Goes up, doesn't go up, gets made, doesn't get made. I'm happy with them, Spec is awesome, guys. Thank you for taking the time to hear me rant or give my 2 cents worth of what I believe is in spec and what I think might go up. And Let me know how you feel, and I'll put up a couple of these once a week because I do have a lot of spec. So anyway, happy hunting. Everybody be good. Thank you for coming by, and take care.